Another rock planet over here called Planet Hot Off the Rock. You'll see where it gets covered with a layer of ice and water that comes off, rolls off. It's just a giant ball of lava covered with ice. Get a solidified crust underneath. The hot center of it melts the layer under the ice, and you have oceans everywhere under this entire planet underneath a layer of ice anywhere from 25 to 100 miles thick. Study of life under the sea showing where all this area just under here, circulating field, creates the smokers and undersea vents, which is where life originates from. The difference between this picture and others you see is now you can take into account the amount of pressure on the water and the rock underneath here. Enough pressure to create a chemical change in the chain of amino acids. Structures themselves, inorganic molecules that spread out into this water and sea and Now, here's a Fibonacci series and how it affects life. You take the first two numbers, 1 and 1, replace them with north and south. Next segment, magnetic equilibrium between the first two and the second one. Electric switch turns off the first one. These two push against the next one. 1, 2 equals 3. Switch reverses again. Next segment cuts off. Next one is 3 and 5, 8, and so on and so forth. You have structure not only expanding out in a specific direction with the magnetic field creating it. When you have magnetism with right-left twists, you get your circular motion of segments. Life in old lava, life everywhere. Here's life on Mars. Look at this shit. Sorry about the language. This is rock on Mars, the ALH 84001 meteorite. See the structures that are forming right out of the rock here. Alright? This is plankton on Earth. Tell me you don't see the similarity between that wheel shape and this shape here. The division of it. How it was just formed straight out of the rock. Organic life from inorganic materials. Same thing with this, a segmented worm that came to form just out of the rock itself. There's other pictures of the same type of structures and forms we're finding on Mars. There it is, the plankton meteorite. Right there. See that little structure? Where else you want to see it at? Right there. Okay. All segmentation there, everything else, all Fibonacci series through the interphylum of life. Now, we get to the history of life on this planet. 3 billion years underwater, no eyes. What do you need eyes for underwater? 750 million years ago, the difference in plankton in the ocean showed that sunlight was now reaching the surface of the water through the ice layer. 550 million years ago, a glut of calcium from land being exposed on the edges of the water to the sunlight.